Hello there, watchers, YouTubers, followers, subscribers, whatever you are. Hello. So welcome to VFXON. I'm Chris, by the way. How do you like this wallpaper? It's pretty nice, isn't it? Anyways, if you want one, you can get it by sending me a message on YouTube or Twitter, and I'll give you one. It's in different colors. You did see yellow, now it's orange, and next one is blue. Ha ha ha. No, anyways, I'm not smoking anything, so don't get suspicious. So let's get started. In this tutorial, I'm gonna show you how to put a 3D text or 3D object in your movie, like I did with that robot thingy I did there in the preview. So let's start by putting in the video file in your software. I'm gonna use the Adobe Premier CS6 and just drag it in there like that. The thing is, now it's asking me to change the sequence setting, and I'm gonna do it because I have a preset that is on by default, and I'm just gonna change it so that the Premiere's settings right now are the same as my video settings, and it's pretty important, so I'm gonna delete the audio as I will not need it. Then simply let's go to File, Export Media. You don't have to do it in Premiere, you can do it in like After Effects, Sony Vegas, or whatever video editing software you have there that can save the video frame by frame in JPEG format. So that's it, and save where you want it to save. I'm not gonna save it because I already have it rendered out, so just don't change settings, so because they have to match your movie settings. So just click export or whatever you have there to save it as images. And next we have to open Boujou, so I will see you by the Boujou, or in the Boujou, or at whatever. Let's just see there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have my Boujou open, and I hope yours is open too. So let's go and import our sequence. Find where your images are at, which you did render out. Mines are here. Click OK, and click on the first sequence image you have. Click open. Make sure the frame rate is which you did export it to. Mine was 24, so click apply. And sometimes the Boujou will change the frame rate. As you did see, I did set it 24, but it now set it back to 20. No, forward actually. It set it forward to 25, so I have to change it back. Click apply and click close. Okay, so now let's go to track features, but before we do that, I don't know why I have that sort of accent. Anyway, before that, if you have, like in your video, if you have something moving in the background, or like objects that you don't wanna do track. For example, if I would not want to track these cars, I would simply take the poly mask and just mask around them, like that. I don't know what's with me today. I'm just I drink a lot of coffee today. So yeah, and the green area or the mask area will not be tracked. So let's delete the mask and let's click track features. Here you can adjust the sensitivity of how much you want to how much points or tracking points you want to the Boujou to track. I'm gonna leave it at default, and I'm gonna click start. So I will see you when the tracking will be done. Okay, the track feature is done. Now we have to click the camera solve thing and make sure to check the optimize camera path smoothness and click start, and I will see you when it's done. So for the reason that I have to go away for a while, I will have to save this file. so I can use it later on because I have to do some stuff urgent. So I'm gonna save it and I'm gonna continue later on. So yeah. Hey there, I'm back, and let's continue for where we left off. So we left off at the camera solve. I have to make a confession here. I have to tell you the truth. Unfortunately, I forgot to hit record button, and and I did make these. I already did put these add cards from hint. But either way, I'm gonna explain you what they are. Pretty much, what you have to do is click this, click the Z-axis, and select the depth of your video. For example, in my case, I have selected here this point and this. That's my depth. And then you can add another one and select this time at the type of the X-axis. And I have selected these points as my width. So basically how to select the points, it's pretty easy. You just select, for example, this yellow point and this yellow point. And then what you do is click connect to selected, and then we have to add another one, which will be the origin, which is, for example, where your action will be at. So I did select this point. So for example, you select this, and then you hit connect selected, and when all the points are selected, you just update coordinates, update coordinate frame. For x-axis, you have to select the width, 2 points, 2 yellow dots, and for z-axis, the depth, also 2 yellow points. But so I already, by mistake, did not show you the process. Anyways, I hope you got the point. If you did not, leave a comment. I will try to explain you how to do it. So next, what you have to do is add a test object here to see if your coordinates are correct. Mine seem to be correct. As you can see, the test object's laying pretty good on the ground and looks solid. If your test object's not laying so good on the ground, there is possibility that you messed up the scene geometry, this thingy here. So just, experiment until you get it right. So next thing what we have to do is export all of this. So click export camera and select where you want to export. I have already selected desktop. That's fine by me. Next, select the export type, Cinema 4D, and also make sure that you have at camera solve, you have only one camera solve. If you have two, either way you have something in your video file moving, or the Boujou just cannot figure out anything, and you should retrack your video. So uncheck this, use format default for start index and null size. Uncheck that, and at start index type 0, and also by the scale scene by type 100, and just click save. So next thing, we have to open up Cinema 4D. So let's open up our our saved camera solve. Where it is, it's on desktop. So let's open that up. Okay, open and scale by 10, textures on, lights on, split selections off. Click OK. Now the thing here is that there is a little bug between Cinema 4D and Boujou. You see these black squares, and the stuff with them is they should be sticking to this wireframed ground, but instead they're sticking to your camera, so where your camera moves, the dots will move. So that's wrong, and what we have to fix that. Close the Cinema 4D down, hit no, and open the Cinema 4D file with notepad. And now we should go to edit, find, and find what we should type. -3 point dot point, I don't know, 141,593, and click find next. Now just above the key 13 blah 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 is the key -0 point blah blah blah, and we have to delete the minus here and copy this 0 dot blah 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 thing. So, and then replace this -3 thing with this above. Next, what we have to do is go to edit, replace, and type ParentItem 1000001 and replace that with the same thing, except at the end instead of 1 it will be 2. These things I search for and I replace will be in the description below, so you don't have to type it with hand as I do, which is kinda it's really hard, I can say you. So, and when that's done, hit replace all. And remember to save, and now open the Cinema 4D. Okay, so here is the file, scale 10, textures on, lights on, and split selection off. So click OK, and now you can see, so if you go through the timeline, you can see that these dots are sticking to the wireframed plane instead of like they did before. They were sticking to the camera, and that's what we did in the notepad. So now let's add a floor, a background, and a sky. Let's go create a new material and double click on it, uncheck the specular, and click load image, and load your, where is your sequence, load your image sequence that you did render out in your video editing software, or you can just select the video file. But so that sometimes my video files tend to not work, I decide to use the sequence, which pretty much usually almost all the time works for me. So click the first image, click open. When this pops up, click no, and click this little thingy here, the image. Click on animation and hit calculate. Also make sure that the frame rate is the one that you did export the video out. Also the one that you did use in Boujou. I did use 24, so it's correct. And frame rates are correct, and we can close this down. Now I'm gonna rename this to BG. I'm gonna duplicate this by simply copying and pasting this material, and you should do the same. And I'm gonna call this global, because we will use the global material we will use for our global illumination. On the texture here, right click, copy, go to luminance, and simply click paste. Now let's drop the background to our floor and also to our background. I mean the material instead of background, drag to floor. Here on the at the floor on the material here, a projection hit, change it to frontal. Then go to right click on it, Cinema 4D tags, compositing, and uncheck the self shadowing, but check the compositing background. And now the global material we will drag onto the sky, and let's again go to Cinema 4D tags, compositing, and this time we're just gonna uncheck the scene by camera. Now let's see how it all looks. So as you can see, the floor, by hitting the so basically the floor will be will be catching our shadows of our objects, but when you hit render, you will not see it as that. It will look like there it is not. As you can see, we did compositing background. The sky, in this case, we just unchecked so it's seen by camera, and obviously it will not be seen. Okay, so now it's time to add our 3D object or text. In this case, I'm gonna go with the text, and obviously again I'm gonna type VFXON like that. You can change the font here by just simply clicking here, and you have all the fonts, you know, the regular, bold, and blah blah blah, all things. Now I'm gonna move it a little bit here. I'm not gonna change font because, you know, it's just a simple preview of how to do this. Here is the depth of your text. As you can see, it changes it and makes more depth. I'm gonna a little bit rotate it like this, move it about like here, and that looks good. Next thing we have to do is go to render settings right here. Make sure that this frame range sets all frames, and let's go to effects, ambient occlusion, and global illumination. Now I'm gonna add some material for our text. Let's create it about like orange, like something like this. Oh man, I did it for luminance. Yep, that's a mistake. You have to watch out. Watch out where you're clicking. Okay, something like this. Okay, let's go to reflection, about like this, and let's add, well, that's about it. I don't want to go any further than this, so let's drag this to our text and let's see how it looks. So this is how our thing, compositing and everything here looks. I think I'm gonna move the text a little bit together, like so they're sort of with each other, something like this. I would have to say maybe even more, so that F is sort of, let's see, no, that's too much. Let's go like about this. And the last thing we have to do is just simply click, no, actually we have to go again and render settings, make sure output is on all frames, frame rate is 24, save, just check where to save. I'm gonna save it in JPEG format for the reason so I can, if something goes wrong, if there's any errors while rendering, so that I can continue from the last frame saved, instead of the AVA format, if there will be, or any other movie format, if there will be any like error in the Cinema 4D while rendering, that means that your movie and all your render time will be pretty much wasted. So that's the reason why I'm doing this. And now I'm gonna select the place where I want it to be saved. Tutorial, new folder, render out, and type whatever name you want. I'm gonna render out only about like 30 frames so you can see how, you know, if it's sticking to the ground or not, because, you know, I don't want to like sit here wait 30 minutes about while it renders out. You know, I don't know how long it will take, but, you know, this is just a preview so you see how it all pretty much goes together. So yeah, I'm just gonna do it that way. So, and then just hit this button right here so it can start rendering. And I'm gonna see you in the other end of this rendering thingy here. So yeah. Okay guys, I'm gonna see you when it's done. So the render is done. I stopped at 100th frame for the reason that I don't want to render out all, you know, all 331 frame, because it will pretty much, you know, it it kind of will take some time, and also for the reason that I will not upload this the final version of this rendered out thing, so I just decided to go with with the 100 frames, so you can pretty much see what's going on and how does it look. So now let's open up either way After Effects or Premiere. I'm gonna go with After Effects this time. So when our After Effects is opened, let's go File, Import, and click Import Multiple Files. But if you did save it as a movie file from Cinema 4D, then you're just gonna click Import File or just drag it in. I have images, so I'll click Multiple Files, find the place where is my images. So here they are. So click and select all of them and click this JPEG sequence and click Open. The window will pop up again and click Done. So here is the preview. As you can see, the text is staying on the ground pretty solid. It seems like it have been glued to the ground. And yeah, so I know a lot of people are having problems with the fact that the text slides on the floor, like from here to here. Well, mostly the reason is because either way you did not edit the text in Notepad as we did, or you have messed up your frame rates, because those are one of the reasons that pretty much mess up all of these things. And I had the same problem when I first tried out, but now I have got used to this, and I pretty much have never messed up, although sometimes in Boujou my scene geometry sometimes messes up, but I tend to fix it pretty easily. So yeah, that's about it for today, and I hope you like this tutorial. If you want more, you can I don't know what's going on. It's because of coffee probably. But anyways, yeah, if you like this tutorial, remember to thumb it up, to favorite, to like it. Wait, wasn't the likes the same as thumbs it up? Yeah, I think they were. Anyways, yeah, just thumbs it up, subscribe, favorite, share with your friends, and follow us on Twitter because we are posting some things on there too. So yeah, see you in another tutorial. Bye. Yeah.